Come on in. Welcome to the Veterans Voice, where we highlight programs and services that benefit our veterans and family members in the greater Houston area. I'm your host, Tim Stroud. First responders are trained to meet crisis situations with a cool head, but sometimes when the crisis is reaching a conclusion or when they return to the relative quiet of everyday life, first responders find they still have reactions they need to process. Executive Director Shari Forward tells us how Galveston County Crisis Support Team can help. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim. And again, thank you for the opportunity to be on Veterans Voice and having me on this show. Our team is grateful for the opportunity to share the work that we do and to highlight the importance of supporting all our military veterans, first responders, and all our emergency service personnel, and our entire community. And again, I wanted to just let you know that really I'm so appreciative that you're using this platform to raise awareness, and it does speak volumes about your commitment to those you serve. So thank you.
Shari, it's my pleasure because you and your entire family serve, your husband, your brother and his family do amazing things in the community, even though I don't get to see as much as I'd like to because you're in the Galveston area. And for those who just recently relocated to Houston, the joke is Houston is an hour away from Houston, and the island of Galveston is no different. It hosts amazing events like the AIA Sandcastle competition, has beautiful historic homes, and just hosted the Mardi Gras celebration. And sometimes people forget the islands there, but it's very important to our culture and to our economy. So tell us how your organization helps support veterans.
Okay. Well, the Galveston County Crisis Support Team is actually a peer-driven team, and we're dedicated to providing crisis intervention and mental health support for military veterans, first responders, emergency service personnel, and our community. Our peer are actually men and women who will run towards danger to see unthinkable things, and often they carry those experiences with them a long time after that crisis is over. And we offer critical incident stress support, mental health education, suicide prevention resources, and crisis debriefings to help them to process those experiences in a much healthier way. And beyond that, like I said, we provide a lot of training and education in order to support each other, because no one understands the weight of the job better than someone who's walked in the same boots. So we believe that building resilience, not just responding to those crises, is very important.
Harry, I couldn't agree with you more. Peer-to-peer support is amazing, no matter the vocation. And it's great that the brothers and sisters in arms down there that are volunteering, the frontline workers, as you're saying, it is very important that they're connected to that community. Otherwise, they feel like Frank Buckles. And for those out there in the world may be questioning, who's Frank Buckles? He was the last World War I U.S. Veteran, and a lot of our veterans feel like Frank. They feel like that they're the last one or the only one, and that's simply not the case. We have a great community in Houston. In fact, I think we just moved up to the #1 collection or community of veterans in the United States. We have overcome the LA area. And because we have such a great culture, we have the jobs, we have the support that our veterans and their family members are relocating to the greater Houston area. And that brings a problem, but also a solution. I know that your group also has those wraparound services for the military and the community. So it's not just the service member, you're taking care of the entire family. Would you tell us a little bit more, please?
You're so right. And as the effects of trauma don't stop at the station door or the battlefield, right? They follow them home, and their families, and they all see that exhaustion and the stress, and sometimes the emotional distance that comes with that job. So that's why supporting families is just as important as supporting the responder themselves. Our team also has a family team, a spouse team that also responds when they're needed. So when the families actually get the tools to understand what their loved ones are going through, it does strengthen their relationships. It creates a healthier home environment. It ultimately helps the responders really continue to do their jobs without feeling isolated. And again, we provide that education, resources, and support to ensure that families are not navigating all of this alone.
And there's something unique to your team. Would you share that, please?
Well, what really sets us apart, first of all, we're a voluntary, completely confidential team, and we are made up of those peers that we talked about earlier who truly understand the culture and the stress and the challenging roles that they have. We're not an outside agency looking in. We're part of that same world. So we operate, like I said, in complete confidentiality, so responders can reach out without the fear of that stigma or any repercussions. And we don't just focus our everything on the crisis response. We emphasize proactive mental wellness, so they don't have to wait till they're in a crisis to actually seek help.
And I know you work with a lot of different organizations. What is your sphere of influence? So is it just Galveston County? Is it the Bay Area? What's going on, Shari?
We've worked Brazoria County as well. Our services have expanded quite a bit. We will go wherever we're needed, basically. And like I said, our services are at no cost. So we're always able to be contacted 24/7. We have a website, social media, direct call to the Galveston County Sheriff's Department will get to us, and agencies can request training. We provide, little or no cost training, as long as we have the funding for that. And right now we're good. In addition to the one-on-one support, we offer those group interventions that I talked about, and that helps teams process those difficult calls that they have together, and reinforce that no one has to carry this weight alone. So again, we're kind of expanded. We're all over. We mainly work in Galveston and Brazoria County right now. We've gone all over the place. Our team has actually been to 9/11. We responded to the Oklahoma City bombings. We responded to the A&M bonfire. We've responded to the Walmart in El Paso. So we've gone a lot of places, and the state is aware that they can call our team anytime that a crisis occurs outside of our jurisdiction.
Thank you, Shari. We'll share your information down at the bottom of the page and let people who want to volunteer or support your organization, let them know how they can do that. Thank you again for joining us on the program today. And after the break, we'll learn how veteran organizations network together.
Welcome to online education at Houston Community College, where you can earn your degree from anywhere and at any time. It's the most convenient way to attend college, whether from home, work, or on the go. With digital communications, you can connect with your faculty and fellow students without leaving home. And with new metaverse technology, we bring learning to life. With over 60 fully online certificates and degree programs, HCC Online College takes you to the next level. So whether you're just out of high school or a working adult, HCC Online College supports you on your unique journey towards a new career and a better life. To learn more, visit hccs.edu/online.
Texting while driving is distracting. When you're driving, focus on the road.
Welcome back to the Veterans Voice. We've profiled a wide range of organizations on the Veterans Voice, so we know there's a lot of help out there. But sometimes finding just the right organization for your needs is a challenge. We're joined by Executive Director and Founder Jay Coppock to learn a little bit more about SERVE and how that makes it a little bit easier. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you having me on here again. I think I was a couple of years ago. We had an opportunity to sit down and do this, and it's always great to revisit and get the word back out about how veteran services are being affected in the greater Gulf Coast area.
Yes, and the funny thing about it is that we were connected through another veteran when I was working for underneath the state of Texas and building TextVet. I had a young Marine who had transitioned out who still has the bullet in his head from when he got shot from the deployment. I'm laughing because he proudly shows off his scar where he got shot in the face and the bullet's still in the back of his head. A true American hero. He introduced Jay and I at a networking event at the organization where Jay used to work, and he had started Serve. And so, for those who aren't familiar with Serve and don't know Donnie Doffenbaugh, let's talk a little bit about Serve and why it started, and then we'll continue about the mission.
Absolutely. Well, SERVE is an acronym, obviously, and it stands for Southeast Resource Veterans Effort. Sometimes the acronyms are kind of hard, but when you want to get the word serve out there, you have to kind of rearrange things. And so the whole point of Serve when we started in 2015, almost 10 years ago, was to combine resources throughout the greater Gulf Coast area so that veterans had an opportunity to go one place as opposed to trying to really have to go out and search or do a lot of information gathering around what services are available. And so while I probably get in trouble for saying this, somebody had asked me how to simply describe Serve, and I said, we're the Google of veteran services. And so what we've been able to do over the past almost 10 years is get about 85 to 90 different organizations as part of the group from a network standpoint. And so when a veteran needs help, it's a one-stop shop. And while myself, my board, my team personally can't solve every request, having those 85 individuals that represent organizations across this area that I can reach out to is unbelievable. And to be able to solve the problem so that the veteran is taken care of and that their family is taken care of, and they don't have to worry about where to go. It's just it's an incredible force of being able to bring people together.
Jane, I love that your organization has what I refer to as a no wrong door policy. Doesn't matter which myriad of doors that you walk through, because of Serve's lattice work behind the scenes, that you can connect them through your interweb of contacts and make sure they get to that point very quickly. And not being remiss about how that happens. And through our group, we're funded and we partner with Easter Seals of Greater Houston. They help fuel us, if you will, so we can stay out in the community. You're also funded and fueled by United Way of Galveston. Is that correct?
That is correct. And oddly enough, the guests on this show today are all partners in crime, so to speak, with United Way and with Serve. And so Jennifer and Shari, we'll meet Jennifer, I guess, in the next segment, but Shari, Jennifer, and myself are all part of the United Way family, and they do an incredible job of providing support financially, and then also to provide an opportunity to get together. It's not just about giving money. It's about being able to get in a room with other folks that are like-minded and to be able to share what we all do and how we do it, and connect to different areas. And so I can't solve all of the problems, but like I said, with the folks that we have as part of that network or that distribution process, folks like Jennifer and Shari are able to receive referrals from Serve to solve the problems of the veterans in our area, which is unbelievable.
And I'm looking at the poster behind you because I know that you're a huge Marvel and DC buff like I am. Yeah. Every time I talk to you, it just pops in my head, veterans assemble. I guess that could be veteran service organizations assemble as well, because you bring so many different people together. You got great humility, and your humor is all right as well. But you also open your doors once a month, like you talked about, to where people can come in person or virtually and see things in real time, veterans and their family members that are requesting assistance before the house is burnt down, before they're homeless, and also after the fact. So would you talk to those couple aspects, please?
Yeah, the power of the network is not being able to refer to something. It's about being able to refer to someone. And I learned a long time ago that the best way to help somebody is to not necessarily be the smartest person in the room, but to surround yourself with those that are. And, when you have personal connections and the folks that you're referring to, I'm not telling a veteran to go to this website. I'm saying, hey, when you go to this organization, talk to Shari, talk to Jennifer, talk to Donnie, because we've made those personal connections. And what we do once a month is we get together, as many of us as that we can, and we remind each other who we are, what we do, and why we do it. And that repetitiveness is one of those things where, we don't necessarily need this agency 5 months in a row, but month 6, I may have run across a veteran that needs X, and that organization is what provides it. And so that constant reminder monthly of who we are, what we are, and how we go about it as a group is very powerful. And then probably the most important thing, when I started Serve, I wanted to become irrelevant. And I know that's kind of weird when you start something that you want to, kind of fade in the background and go away. But the reason why I do that is that if I have the ability to have people meet each other and talk behind the scenes and to get together, for lunch or get on the phone to help a veteran or a first responder, in our area without having to go through Serve, I think that's what the ultimate goal is so that it's not just me connecting people with people, it's people taking those relationships and building on them themselves and, really making a difference in the people's lives around here.
Jay, you do that and more, and you'll always be relevant. I love your humility when you come to that. Also, you and your beautiful wife Lori have opened your house on a monthly basis to help veterans use their head, their heart, and their hands with another program that you have through Chart and Star. Would you speak to that for a few seconds, please?
Yeah, when we started Serve, it kind of helped us find the ability to do something cool, and when we decided to start making homemade flags, American flags, Texas flags, flags of the military. And that just kind of blossomed. And so we've been doing that 7 years now. And so now pretty much once a month with Tim and, stay tuned for vets, we're inviting, 10 to 12 veterans to our house each month to learn how to make a flag, take it home with them, but participate in that process of, making something for themselves and, signing the back of it, and just it's really cool. It's very cathartic. It's a lot of fun, and again, it's just another outreach process of what we do with Serve.
Jay, thank you for joining us today on the show, and thank you for creating Serve. And after the break, we'll learn more about a familiar name.
When the alarm goes off, don't stress about what comes next. At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Do you love helping others? Turn caring into a career. Interested in tech? Code your way to a career. Want to make your voice heard? Build a business. Hands-on enthusiast? Construct a career. Open the door to HCC's real-world education, where passions become careers.
The early Alzheimer's diagnosis allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Welcome back to the Veteran's Voice. March is Red Cross Month, so we wanted to take a little time to learn more about what they do and how you can get involved. We're joined today by Jennifer Chavira. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And on behalf of the Red Cross, thank you so much. And as we spoke to before, Jay is an awesome person. Met him at a United Way event, and definitely amongst a good crowd today. So, and Shari as well. So thank you so much for having me today.
It's a great group of people that we're able to bring together every month, and this month even more so because you are celebrating yet another anniversary. And I have to go back in time and go into my DeLorean to when I was 16 years old, and I cut my teeth with the Red Cross volunteering in a small farming community. They came into our school system, and I got Red Cross certified for CPR. And then at 18, I was able to give my first pint of blood, and now I'm over 7.5 gallons thanks to the Red Cross.
Oh my goodness, that is so exciting. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. We love it. Every time we are able to meet an individual or a room, the greatest icebreaker is who has a Red Cross story, and typically somebody has one. And today, ironically, you are at 7.5. We had a gentleman hit 10. So it's just amazing the impact that giving blood does and the amount of blood that we're able to help with. I mean, American Red Cross is known for disaster services, but we have 5 lines of service that a lot of people aren't aware of. And even in joining the American Red Cross, it was just mind blowing at the amount of humanitarian services that we do, and biomed and blood collection and blood supply and cancer research is one of the tops that we do. We are one of the #1 suppliers to the military. And if you go back into your DeLorean, like you stated, Clara Barton, who is our founder, started on the war field. That's how she started the American Red Cross. It's known as the Crescent internationally. And it allows us to be able to just help across, all lines of service, especially within the military. So I'm so happy that you opened with that type of story today, because it just really impacts, 1, it's Red Cross Month. 2, we're always in need of blood. And the fact that you have that story and can advocate and you say it proudly. So that's just awesome. So thank you so much for that. And
You're most welcome. And most people don't realize, as a former combat medic, I found out firsthand of how important that blood, platelets, and IVs, how everything work together. And so you can donate whole blood, and that's just the regular way, or you can donate just the platelets. Apheresis, it takes a little bit longer, but it's spins it, puts it through the centrifuge, and puts it back into your body. Recovery time is so much quicker, but whatever's best for you that you can donate. And please just rock and roll up your sleeve and do that. However, there are some people, due to their travel or some other instances, they're not able to donate blood or platelets. That's okay. You can still advocate. You can host a blood drive at your location or do some other things. If you would, talk about that, and then let's transition into how your organization helps veterans.
Absolutely. And I was just going to segue a little bit on that and just state that each year, the American Red Cross collects more than 4.6 million blood donations and nearly 1 million pallet donations, just to tip to your description, for more than 2.6 million volunteer donors. And so we host blood drives here throughout the region. We host them nationally, and I work in corporate philanthropy. So my duty with the American Red Cross is to build those corporate relationships with my corporate donors. So if I have corporations that want to host a blood drive and be able to give back and make an impact in that realm, please, I'm more than welcome to reach out to me. My contact information would be below. But we also have our regular community blood donation dates that the community can come into our chapter. We're located 2700 Kirby Drive in Houston, Texas, 77098. That is the main Houston chapter. Our biomed is there as well. So, and I am hosting tours on Thursday. So if anybody's interested, even yourself, to come in and see how the blood is distributed and how it's processed and how it's shifted and how that whole process looks. And you'll probably even see some volunteers picking up some blood as well and making those drives and those donations as well too. So thank you. Yes, blood is huge. Anybody's interested, please let us know. And if you don't like it because of the needles, we have some new technology out there now that we're getting to where we're not having to do the prick beforehand and stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier for those who don't like the double prick or just don't want to be tested prior to giving blood. So
plus, you guys have the best snacks ever at your locations.
Yes. To our donors, I will get to that. The American Red Cross, 90 cents of every dollar donated goes to the mission. And 90% of our workforce is all volunteers. So we are very donor intent on that. So all of our wonderful snacks, we seek to our partners to help assist in those so that they could bring those yummy snacks into our sites. So thank you for that.
Excellent. And you mentioned the donors. It's very important. Anytime that there is a catastrophic event in the United States, people roll up their sleeves and then they open their wallets, which is great. We want them to. We also need them to be a reoccurring donor on both parts to support the Red Cross, because there are a lot of scammers out there. And anytime something pops up, a hurricane, a tornado, an earthquake, a flood, the scammers will be out there. Beware. If you want your donation to go somewhere safe, it is absolutely to the Red Cross. And if you would, we've got a couple minutes left. Speak to what you're currently doing in the area for veterans and how people can help.
Yes, absolutely. And that would be redcross.org and or reach out to myself personally. Anything else would not be there. So yes, for served armed forces, one of our lines of service for the American Red Cross is just that. The American Red Cross helps members of the military, veterans, their families, and caregivers help with the hopes and challenges of services and being deployed. In times of emergency, we help military families communicate with their loved ones. And we also help facilitate their way home. God forbid something were to take place here at home that they need to get back home from and they're deployed. That would be through our Hero Care Network. And then also the American Red Cross is on more than 389 military installations and deployment sites worldwide. So the mission of the American Red Cross was born on the battlefield through Clara Barton, like I mentioned in the beginning of time. And it was really just there to help members of the military, veterans, and families and caregivers prepare and manage and respond to the challenges of services. And so here in our local community, we have a line of service directed straight to served armed forces, and we help with baby showers. We also help getting into the veterans where they need help with possibly robotic dogs. We call them robotic caring pets, which is really awesome. We all know that they have I forget the terminology, but they're pets that help you cope with hard times.
Jennifer, that would be an emotional support animal, and I would love to dive down into that one. Sadly, we're out of time today, but we'll have you on another episode and we'll talk more about what the Red Cross is doing in the greater Houston area. And if you would like more information on any of the organizations or services that you've seen on the program today, please visit our website at hccs.edu/Veterans Voice. To listen to a podcast version of the show, visit hccs.edu/podcasts. For everyone here at HCC TV, thank you for joining us on the Veterans Voice.